Yeah, again, I mean, when you're approaching the multi-match week, our focus is solely, all of our energy, all of our focus is on Red Bull, and trying to get a result at home. And I think having the opportunity to play them again is a chance for us to take some of the learning lessons that we had from the first match. I think we're a different team. I think we're a team that's improved. And so we look forward to a really competitive match. Obviously, with the Red Bulls result I guess just a couple of days ago, Saturday. A team that's going to be confident, a team that plays with, as a team, with great intensity. So it'll be a great challenge for us.
Thanks, Coach. We'll start with Jacob.
Yeah, and you mentioned the Red Bulls result on Saturday, 7 goals, and obviously you were in that position coming off a 7-goal win, and had to go again and play. I guess what are you expecting just from the Red Bulls after that kind of performance? Especially since your team has been in those shoes as well.
Yeah, I mean, I expect a team. I mean, they're a really well-coached team that has a clear identity on how they want to play. And with these quick turnarounds, no one's going to get too high or too low. So I'm sure they'll be confident, knowing that they were able to put on a great performance. They'll be expecting that they're going to put on a great performance. It's our job to match match their level and and compete and put a really good match on.
And I was wondering if you had any update on Taylor Washington and the injury he suffered in the U.S. Open Cup, and if he is unavailable for a certain time, is Wyatt Meyer the main backup at left back?
Yeah, so Taylor's out for the weekend. Again, it's a knee injury, and then Wyatt right now has sort of solidified that spot. I think he's a really versatile player who we've seen play multiple positions, and we have confidence that he can step in if called upon.
Go ahead, Claudio.
PJ, it's plenty of players in this team to worry about in New York, especially after they score 7 on somebody. But is Emil Forsberg one of those players that the coaches have to pay special attention when it comes to facing the Rebels?
Yeah, I mean, he's a fantastic player, great career, and showing his quality. I think you can see his on-the-ball quality, his ability to combine, and ability to make final passes, the ability to score. But at the same time, like without the ball, he does a tremendous amount of work. And I would say like tactically, he's just so smart. He finds spaces behind your midfield line, and really can be a player that unlocks. So he's going to be, he's certainly a focal point of their team, along with many other good players, and somebody that we'll have to be, really dialed in on.
Now, this is perhaps an old new question that I had since we heard last time we had Hani in the press conference. He told us that he had a meeting with you, some kind of a meeting. Obviously, he wasn't going to give us details. Maybe you're not either. But still, it seems like this season in particular, Hani has kind of taken on a new role, more like a 10, a Pacific 10, than the one probably he had before, being more like a 9, scoring goals all over. And he's still scoring. I mean, nothing wrong with that. But is that a fair assessment of what his job is doing tonight?
Yeah, I think it starts from our overall ethos that everyone attacks, everyone defends. And so, we've challenged Hani, and to be quite honest, Hani's challenged himself to contribute to this team in all phases of play. And so, I think however you want to identify his position, he's a player that we want to get on the ball. We want him to be able to run it back lines. We want him to be able to make final passes. When the opportunity is there to score, we want him to score. When the opportunity is there to make the extra pass to set your teammate up for a goal who might be in a better position, we want him to make that decision too. All with the same thing is, he's also without the ball. He's doing a great job, leading our defensive line, him and Sam, applying pressure, starting to build pressure. So I think what you've seen is Hani really commit to becoming, committed to all phases of the game.
We'll go to the Zoom. We'll start with Valère, then go to Ben.
Hey BJ, you've talked about the controlled aggression, and then you're a team that likes to press often. You're playing against the Red Bulls, who are like the final boss of pressing, really. So is there a moment for you this weekend to tomorrow to make a statement if you were to get an advantage over the team that presses the most in the league?
No, I think we're just going to make sure that we are well prepared to handle their ability to press and commit numbers. They do a really good job at it. They're really well coached at it. It's a team that's committed to it. So again, we have to be prepared to, you know, take it, but at the same time, we're going to be ourselves, and that's very important. That, you know, we have a healthy respect for the Red Bulls, but we're going to continue to try to play our way, and we believe that our way is a way that can get a result at home.
And then, can you just tell us a little bit about the balance that you have to work with now that you have 6 more games going on just this month, and you already played 3 this month? So, are you looking forward to using some of these pieces, maybe, or you know, is there some sort of hesitation a little bit on who to include?
No, I mean, I think we're committed to and looking forward to, you know, using our group. You know, everyone plays a role in this team, and, you know, when your name is called, you know, we expect to be prepared. That's how we prepare the group, and so, you know, we're committed to using a group over the next 6 games, as you mentioned.
Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, BJ, I think a lot of times, definitely in media, I feel like the narrative is always kind of built around attacking and scoring goals. But I feel like Nashville's defense has maybe been a little bit under the radar so far this year. I'm just curious for your assessment of the defensive performance over the last few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, we're constantly looking at our defensive shape and how we can remain compact and how we can build pressure on opponents. You know, again, I think we've done a pretty good job. You know, I'd like to think that we're tough to play against and we're tough to play through. And so again, it's a team dynamic, it's a team game. And, you know, I think it starts at the front. Those guys lead our line and they build pressure, and it goes all the way back to Joe, who I think made, you know, when you look back at Charlotte, made some really big saves for us, and you need that. And everybody in between, you know, with the ability to play, you know, defend space, the ability to defend individually, collectively. You know, I think we're moving in the right direction. There's always areas to improve, but, you know, I think there's positives to continue to build on.
And then I got on a minute late, so apologies you've already touched on this. But I wanted to ask about Taylor. I know it's been about a week since his injury. Do you have a diagnosis on him? And then I guess just an update on Walker as well.
Yeah, so Taylor's out, knee injury, and Walker is the same status as he's been.